5. Aloha and welcome back, buddies. I'm Sammy Grayson, and it is time for more Dawntrail. We have made our way to Reactive, where the next feat is to be. Village of the Hunt. Ooh, this sounds right up Wuklamat's alley. Ready to head on in? Our first task should be finding the Elector. Hopefully, our relative tardiness will not reflect poorly upon us. The third promise in her retinue, I presume. You presume right. I seek the Dawn Servant's Elector. Then come and join us in the Garden of the Stars, at the village center. Everyone is waiting for you. Everyone? And who might that be? There's but one way to find out. Come, let us follow him. Oh, the others are here. Including the two-headed dickhead.
At last, we are graced by the presence of the third promise.
If I'd known we'd be waiting on your mangy hide, I wouldn't have bothered with Ligarmanda in the first place.
You self-serving piece of weaver dung! Do you have any idea how many could have been hurt?
Now that we are assembled, let us begin. My name is Hunmuruk. As a Brash Rash, I have the honor of serving as Elector on behalf of my people. As all 4 claimants must be present for this feat, we have eagerly awaited your arrival. Third promise. If you would please join us.
I think we're...
Thus far, you have faced each other as rivals. The feat of repast, however, will test your cooperation. You must complete this challenge in teams of 2.
Oh boy.
What? You expect us to work with one of these weaklings?
Be warned. Only the triumphant team will receive keystones. I advise you to cooperate with your partner.
Well, that gives us an advantage, at least.
Teams will be decided by lots.
Uh-oh.
Those who draw the same color will be paired accordingly.
Oh, we're gonna get paired with Bakul Jaja, aren't we?
Well forbid Wuklamat is paired with Bakul Jaja. After all he's put her through, I wouldn't blame her if she did something rash. I might even help.
Same, sister.
Claimants, please present your colors.
Red?
I have red.
Blue.
On separate teams, then. And the rest?
Red!
Oh, thank God.
Means...
Together again, as fate would have it.
Victory's as good as ours.
With our claimants thus paired, so too is their opposition.
Not the one-head.
Which one would you prefer? He probably would have preferred Blue Clamot tried to bully her around.
Listen well, for the trial that awaits you is as follows.
Called the Village of the
Each
Hunt.
team is to prepare a sample of traditional Shebrol cuisine. Shebruk Pibil.
Excuse me? It's a cooking contest?
And now we must cook. Another ludicrous feat.
So it might seem, but there's bound to be deeper meaning to it.
Agreed. Given that the very future of our nation is at stake, all parts of this rite must have significance.
Our promises have grown rather promising, wouldn't you say?
Indeed. If I were to guess at the significance of the feat, few things reflect the history and development of a culture so clearly as its culinary traditions.
The variety of stewed dishes in Garlean cuisine bespeaks their agricultural roots and cold climes, true.
The peoples we've met on our journey, they've all had different practices involving food and drink. The Hanu replenish their magical energies with reeds, while the Pelu have turned their fondness of beverages into a living.
Yes, the mezcal.
So
What about the Yakui?
basically, to know a people's cuisine is to know something of their ways.
Not incorrect.
With each feat, we have deepened our familiarity with a given community's history and culture. Is this what Father intended for us all along?
Certainly seems like it.
But a leader with his vision must see that the past doesn't hold the answers we need. It is through embracing innovation, not adhering to tradition, that we will usher Tuli Yolal onto a more prosperous future.
Still not quite getting it. And this one doesn't even fucking care.
The rules are simple. The first team to prepare and partake of satisfactory Shibruk Bivir will be deemed victorious. You will be judged by your sample's taste and appearance, as well as your adherence to appropriate cooking techniques. Kitchens have been made available for your use. Note that you may be asked to retry should your dish fail to pass muster. Let the feat of repast begin.
So, where's all the ingredients?
I've never actually heard of Shibruk Bibil before. What's it like, I wonder?
Where the fuck is he going? I would laugh if it turned out, oh, he's just walked out of the contest altogether. How fortunate that this feat's unique stipulations have frustrated Bakul Jaja's attempts to delay us. Serves him right. That's what he gets for endangering my people with his schemes. Why doesn't he just compete fairly? He's plenty strong and obviously has a mind for strategy, twisted though it may be. I'll never understand him. Putting aside our competition for the moment, allow me to express how glad I am for this opportunity to work together. As I see it, our team possesses a distinct advantage. Of course we do. Any team I'm on is bound to succeed. Precisely. She's like, wait, what? You mean we have an advantage in numbers, yes? Our competition is a team of 6. The 2 claimants, Zarelja and Bakul Jaja's lackeys. Whereas we are a team of 9. There's 3 more people we can mobilize. With the task suitably delegated, it should be a brisk affair to learn the recipe and assemble necessary ingredients. Too easy. Well, we mustn't be overconfident, lest we make a careless mistake that could have been easily avoided. Our first order of business should be determining the recipe for Gibruk Pibil. We can hardly gather ingredients for a dish we know nothing about. Given the nature of this feat, asking for answers directly may prove less effective than simply observing the daily habits of the Jabral people. Let us gather here once we have seen what clues this village has to offer. Ah yes, daily life in the middle of the fucking night. Easter burb. Search for clues in Ikbrash. Land of the cat people. Ah, there's someone. Hello. The recipe for Gibruk Pibil? I wish I could tell you, friend. A dish so delicious is meant to be shared. Alas, we are forbidden from divulging anything. Others from Humulruk himself. But your mentioning it has given me a fierce craving. I only hope there's still Ibruk to be had at market. Wink. Haha, a hint. There's something to be gotten at the market. Probably some sort of meat. What flavor would that be? I didn't attune, did I? Hold on. You know, because we started the quest and then just immediately took us there. Boop. All right. We have to cut our losses and head to Mamuk. See, there's nothing but a fool's errand. You're the fool if you think you won't tan our hides for leather if we dare to return without enough keystones. Besides, we've taken from the house cat before. How difficult could a second time be? Plenty. What are you looking at, Salt Licker? Mind your own business. Cool, they're planning to take from us again. Come with me for a moment. And what's Aaronville doing with Thancred, I wonder? Anyone here to talk to? No. God, this village is big. Ooh. Colorful spices. A number of spices, some entirely unfamiliar to you, are nestled in a basket. That one's called achiote. Mostly used to add a bit of color to our most popular cuisine. But its medicinal benefits are significant as well. Alright, so we want some of these. Some of this achiote. Alright, hold on. Ibruk and achiote. Still one more thing we're missing. It must be over here somewhere. Bright banana peel. Banana. That is a prismatic banana, holy shit. An unusually colored banana peel has been neatly arranged on the ground, which appears to be smoking. Oh no! It appears I've gone and dropped my Jatika banana peel. You barely see it for all the steam issuing from my underground oven. There's nothing like enjoying a tasty banana while you use the leaves in your cooking. Take a banana, steam in an underground oven, use the leaves somehow. underground oven sounds like a cool way to cook something. Well, I'm not entirely sure if that's... No, it has to be. Why would they bring it up otherwise? Oh, a lot of names. Let's hope I can remember them. Sorry, I'm back. What did we discover about Gibruk Pibil? True to your prediction, the villagers were forbidden from educating us directly. However, many were still preparing it as one might a staple dish. An observation of the techniques yielded clues enough. A lady blending local herbs and spices was only too happy to describe the ones I didn't recognize. I'm neither confirming nor denying any relation to Gibruk Pibil. One in particular she attributed to all common Gibraltar dishes. Achiote, she called it. I see. And Gibruk Pibil is indeed a dish as ubiquitous as Alfino Plains, confirmed our first ingredient. Oh, thank God the recapping everything. Meanwhile, I did observe a cook burying bundles wrapped in the leaf of najul, or banana in certain localities. It seemed the use of subterranean ovens is commonplace. I saw the same. I think we all know what's inside those bundles then, don't you? Squeaky flesh of a bipedal fish. A brook, without a doubt. As would be expected of a dish called Gibruk Pibil indeed. So to summarize, this dish is one of Ibruk, flavored with a combination of spices that includes achiote, and steamed underground within najul, or banana leaves. Given our assumptions are correct, we must now learn where and how to procure our ingredients. As a staple cuisine, its ingredients would be close at hand, which is why Tancred and I scouted the surrounding forest while you were all exploring the village. Between the local vegetation and wild Ibruk, we should have everything we need in regards to meat and spices. Leave it to a master gleaner. With that, we should next divvy up our tasks. Some gather ingredients, others should make ready the kitchen. I can help prepare the kitchen. Permit me to assist as well. Our ovens will doubtless require firewood, and I have some experience in its gathering. Flashes back all the way to Heavensward. You would not believe what I've gone through with Stydian. I too should be glad to volunteer mine aid. Then the rest of us will gather ingredients. I can make quick work of the spices and herbs myself. I am happy to lead someone to a suitable Ibruk if they will perform the requisite deed. Alice? Yes, please for the love of God, give me a break. As for the najul leaves, I believe I am capable of acquiring that much on my own. Be warned, you won't find najul in these parts. They only grow in the Jatika heartland, forest far below these. Such an excursion may be time-consuming. Perhaps we have to try bartering first. This heat encourages our communication with the locals, after all. Lamati, Kokoze, if you would accompany me on my errand. And there it is. No better way to whet my appetite. Good, let us be about our tasks then. Come on, let's go and get those najul leaves. The sooner we do, the sooner we can eat. Dark mahogany. Let us see if there are najul leaves to be had in town. Perhaps the cook Oriange mentioned might be persuaded to spare us a few. Alright, let's go find this person. Let's see. Wrong spot. They were back around here somewhere. Yep. Hello. Oh, hello again. Did you need something? Oh, we need some of those banana leaves, if you could spare a few. Najul leaves, for purposes other than Jibruk Pibil, naturally. Unfortunately, I've just used up my last. I'll have to travel to the lower forests for more. Golmajik Grove is the source of the finest Najul leaves you'll find, while variants you sometimes see in the city markets can't compare. I see. I'd hoped to avoid such a lengthy venture, but if there's no other way to obtain our ingredient, then to the Jatika Heartland we shall go. Allow me to save you the trip. Oh, thank God. Traveling there requires that you go through the Tinbeck Traverse, but it has been caved in. Due to the recent storm, I expect. What? But that means we can't get our Najul leaves. But we can, can't we? If there were no other way of procuring them, you would have suspended this feat, or else altered its objective. Perhaps. Anyway, I apologize for the interruption, but having overheard your conversation, I felt compelled to chime in. That's very kind of you. Any last-minute advice you'd be willing to share? Only to undertake the feat of repast with an empty stomach. You may find Jibruk Pibil to be a delicious but daunting dish to finish. I can't wait. We have a big eater amongst us. Still, if there are no leaves here, and we can't travel for more, how are we supposed to gather all our ingredients? These feats are meant to deepen our understanding of the peoples and cultures of Tulialal. So perhaps there's something about Jibruk Pibil that we have yet to learn. Something of significance other than its recipe or ingredients. Like its history. Oh, I see. Like who's the first to make it. Its history, that sort of thing. If it's Yaktel's history you're interested in, you should start with the old war. Between the Jabral and the Momulja, right? These forests have borne witness to centuries of warfare, the evidence of which remains a scar upon the earth. To know the end of that bloodshed is to know Jibruk Pibil. Huh? What does steamed Ibruk have to do with bloodshed? Precisely the question we must answer. But though such a detour may seem, I can think of no other way to approach his feat. In that case, you may wish to visit the site of a settlement ruined by the war. The village of Ilion Asso. It lies a short distance to the east. The village of Ilion Asso? Understood. Thank you for your help. Come, let's go and see this place. Off to Ilion Asso. Oh, good lord. That is a ways away. And that is the wrong way. Eh. Show off. Alright, follow this road. God, this place is fucking huge. Yeah, hi, could you leave me alone, please? Thank you. The village of Ilion Asso must be further east. Let us continue with haste. For all we know, our competitors may be on our heels. Let's ignore the razor squirrels. Cannot believe that's a thing I just said. Oh, actually. Haha, too late, sucker. Well, this place has seen better days. So this is the village of Ilyaso, or what's left of it. It was a place of light and life. My great-grandfather called it home, in fact. Wukavu! What are you doing here? Wukavu! I didn't know you were in Yaktel. I was picking up lumber from Ikbrash when I heard the third promise was on her way to this site of deep historical significance. I immediately saw another opportunity to be of service, and so followed you here. Wukavu is a shipwright who came to our aid during the Feat of Reeds. A pleasure. You are a member of the Third Promise's retinue, I presume. For the moment, I suppose I am. My name is Konna. Pleased to make your acquaintance. He's like, wait a minute. Konna? Oh, that's a good name. A familiar name. Where have I heard... Konna? Is in the second promise of Tuliolal? To think that I addressed the Dawnservant's own son as some common retainer. Such disrespect cannot be excused. Please take up your gun and... Oh, come on, not this again. I take no offense, so please do not dwell on it. Alright then, I shan't dwell on it. Right on cue. This is consistent? I understand you wish to learn about Jibruk Pibil. I am forbidden by the Zibraj Raj to divulge any information regarding its preparation. I would be happy to share what I know of Yaktel's history. We'd appreciate that. In the most basic sense, the conflict between the Jabral and the Mamulja was one of land. The Mamulja lived in the lower forest, where the thick canopy obscures the sun and the soil is unforgiving to crops. This drove them to covet the upper forest, the home of the Jabral, and they launched a determined campaign to seize it for themselves. Yet advantage ever favors higher ground, and the Jabral forces held the upper hand against the invaders, rebuffing them time and again. But as the state of this village would attest, the tide eventually turned. What brought it about? Something you know all too well. Blessed siblings. A two-headed Mamulja. You must understand, the Mamulja were once a people as much at war with themselves as they were with others. The Hubigo, Bunewa, and Dobro each sought to assert dominance over the others, even as they engaged the Jabral in battle. In an effort to strengthen bonds and discourage infighting, Hubigo and Bunewa leaders arranged a marriage between their children. However, this political measure altered the course of history in ways no one could have ever imagined. It was long believed that partners of differing clans could not have children together. Then it happened. A child arrived who shed the blood of Hubigo and Bunewa both, a two-headed Mamulja. Blessed with tremendous physical strength and magical prowess, he grew into a mighty warrior before eventually arising as the first autarch, ruler of all three clans. Such qualities would dispose anyone to leadership, character notwithstanding. Under the autarch's rule, the newly united Mamulja became a force to be feared, and the war soon came to a head. I think it's best you see the results firsthand. Let us visit another battlefield from the time, and there I shall continue the tale. Off in that direction, obviously. And here I thought, for a minute, I thought they were like actually walking on their own. That's a lot of birds.
This is where most battles were fought between the Jabral and Mamulja, the Shobrit Cinderfield.
A field of cinders, indeed. How fierce their clashes must have been.
The war over these lands began after the Yokui's departure some 500 years ago. And for 4 centuries thereafter, the two enemies repaid violence with violence. A constant stream of minor skirmishes, punctuated by massive slaughter.
Until Father ended their endless conflict 80 years ago.
Accompanied by a retinue of only 6, the Dawn Servant opposed both armies and brought the fighting to a standstill.
First they sealed Valley Armanda at full strength, and now this.
It was during this armistice that both sides gathered for negotiations at the Dawn Servant's behest.
Oh boy, echo time again. Oh, we're going way back.
For too long, you have been bound by your ancestors' violent legacy. It is past time you broke free of it.
Tell that to the Scale Scum! We fight to protect what is rightfully ours. If not for their greed, we'd be living in peace.
Buff your tails and scurry off, then! Cowards like you ill-deserve the bounty of this forest. Even should one of you succeed in vanquishing the other, your triumph will last only until a new invader arrives. Tell me, do you know of the vast continent that lies far to the east, where numerous nations vie for dominance?
Wow, didn't think about that.
Not. And why should you? Affairs beyond the salt we have no intention to cross are of no consequence to us. Not until those affairs come to Tural, like our honored visitor here.
That didn't rhyme.
He's from across the ocean.
I've been to the ocean before, and it's nothing but water farther than the eye can see. What sort of vessel could possibly reach its end? That such technology exists is indisputable, as is foreign powers' awareness of Tural. If any such country were to develop a taste for Turali soil and bring to bear the might of innovations we can only imagine, what do you suppose happens then? You do not know the warlords of the East, but you know that if they came, they would not settle for a single forest. By joining hands, we might create a unified front, an alliance capable of repelling them or any other foe. There is no greater proof of these than my companions and I. Alone we are weak, but together we triumphed over Valigarmanda. What? You defeated the Sky Ruin? I'd take you for a liar if the sting of our own defeat wasn't still fresh.
Their coordination was indeed impressive. How the Pelu stymied our efforts to cripple the Yokui's legs and defend our ballistas. And when we withdrew to strike again from a distance, the Hanu called the winds to make our arrows miss their marks. In seeking to exploit their weaknesses, we only subjected ourselves to their strengths. Those strengths are born of cooperation. The
the guiding principle of the nation we envision.
But our feud has lasted for centuries. How do you expect us to join hands now?
Ha ha! Give us an evening to convince you.
And then back in the present. I wonder who could have set that off.
And so began that legendary banquet. One would not expect sworn enemies to abruptly drink to each other's health, and, indeed, a tense silence hung over the venue. But then, the Dawn servant called for the exchange of traditional cuisine. So it was that the Mamulja partook of spiced meat, and the Chabral steamed Najul. Before long, delight manifested upon the faces of those present, each side impressed by the other's dish. Seeing this, the Dawn servant laughed and declared once more, their flavors, he said, would be even better combined, and he proceeded to help them prepare the new creation.
That's Shibruk Pibil, I'd wager.
It is a marriage of Chabral and Mamulja cultures, and proof of their newfound cooperation. The Dawn servant had asked for a single evening, but the feasting is said to have lasted 3 days and 3 nights. So delicious was their repast. In the end, a peace accord was reached, and the Dawn servant's words at that time still illuminate our way forward.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Sorry. It's just to think that he ended an age-old conflict with food. It's all so absurd. It's somehow so very papa, I couldn't help but laugh.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Now then, I trust you understand the significance of Shibruk Pibil and the history it has written.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the story with us. What's wrong? Someone was there, you say?
Perhaps our competition is cooking up some scheme or another.
Something
know, I kinda-
bitter and half-baked, no doubt.
Well, yeah, but I kind of doubt that's who it was. Had to have been someone who was there that day. That's the only thing I can think of. At least someone with very clear memories of it. Papa really did live up to his words. Traveled the land and learned about their people's myriad cultures. And we're doing the same now. And with that, gonna end things off here. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you liked this video, leave a like and a comment. If you want to see more, hit subscribe to the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.